Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Warp's Edge was an impulse buy at my local gaming store. I didn't really know a whole lot about it, but I do like collecting these solo games because it gives me something to do once the kids go to bed and I have a few hours to spare. So I like playing through these, but I'm not really a space guy. The theme does really nothing for me. What I found here was an easy-to-play solo game that really I was able to jump in very quickly. It wasn't really rules heavy, so I was able to get playing and start enjoying the game without putting a lot of work in. I like that with a solo game, especially if I might not play you for 6 months and I come back. I want to be able to jump in, not spending a night reading the rules and then maybe playing it the next night, which happens sometimes if the rule book is too big. So Warp's Edge, able to jump in right away. There's a lot of different options with the ships I can be, the ships I can fight, and the different tokens that will be introduced depending on what ship I am and perhaps maybe what the mothership is going to be. So I had a lot of options inside just the core game itself. The game is beautiful. I do have some Kickstarter premium upgrade tokens which really help out. I think those are great, but the cardboard is fine also. But the game itself, the experience, it's a back building game where I'm choosing what comes out and how best to utilize it. Sometimes maybe I'll press my luck, maybe I'll let that guy shoot me because I want to get some upgrades for later, and you really are going to need those upgrades to take on the mothership. There's a lot of decisions on what you want to do, and each mothership that comes out plays very differently, as does my ship. One might have more shields or different power involved in it. So there's a lot of experimenting that's going on with this, and that brings out a lot of variety and life and replayability to this game. There's a lot in this box. If you enjoy solo playing, this is one I would definitely recommend for you to get a physical copy. Try this one out. It has been most excellent. Lots of good decisions. Plays quickly. You can jump in, especially if you haven't played for a while, you can jump right in. A lot of it's very intuitive of how it plays, and I just found it to be a very wonderful experiment. It's one of my favorite solo games that I have now. I'll keep going back to it over and over again, and I'm super duper excited to try out the expansion in the future. For me, total win, absolute keeper. So here's the core box of Warp's Edge. Very dynamic cover you're going to have here. You can see the game on the back. I like it quite a bit, actually. I think it looks brilliant. When you open up, you're going to get some promotional items here, which is fine. And these are going to be the tokens that you're going to have in the game. These are going to be the motherboards, or the motherships. There's a lot of these different ships. I've only played with a couple of them so far, but they are double-sided, so there's a different one on each side. Now, these are the tokens that come with the game. I haven't utilized them much. I've been using the premium upgrades, but you can see there's a bunch of ships here. You're also going to have ships that you're going to be utilizing. These are nice cardboard with the trackers here on the side, and they are double-sided, so you're able to utilize both sides of the game. These will be the tokens that you'll have. Once again, I've got the premium upgrades, so I'm not utilizing these very much. You're going to get a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. You're going to get Singularity, which I'll show what this is in a few minutes. And these are some more of the motherships and the different ships that you can utilize. Each one is double-sided. Very nice also. You're going to get a nice bag inside here. It has Warp's Edge on it and the Renegade logo. And you're going to put your hand in here, which is big enough for my big old hand, and you can draw out the token. So very, very nice. You're also going to get a bunch of chips with this. Now, normally I'm using the cardboard. Mine are upgraded here. So let's take a look at that really quickly. This is the box, the token upgrade pack that will come in. And once you kind of unload everything in here, you can throw this away. But this is the box that it will come in. Now, these chips are kind of like the Geek Bit chips, if you're familiar with them at all, which are going to replace what would just be regular cardboard. You don't need it, but these have like a glossy finish to them that are very, very nice. The cardboard's nice. It's very thick, as you can tell. I don't really have any complaints about it, but it's going to be very hard to compare this to regular cardboard. It just feels better in your hand. And it's a premium upgrade. So what you're going to get is you're going to get all of the circular tokens in the game. Now, the cardboard blow up here, the explosions, not included in the premium upgrade. You're just going to get what you see here, all the little tokens. Now, there are more than just this. As you can see, there's some here down at the bottom. Depending on which game, you'll be utilizing more of these. So you get a whole set. There's a whole slew of these. They just feel great. They're not slippery. They do have like a little bit of a shine to them, but they look great. Nothing has worn off. I've played this multiple times. Nothing has worn off. They just feel fantastic. And that's going to, like I said, it's going to replace all of the cardboard that would normally come in it. I do like stuff like this. I think when you're playing a intro or a solo game like this, it's nice to have pieces that have that premium feel to it because, you know, you're rewarding yourself. So for me, the premium upgrades is definitely worth it. Now, just to be clear, nothing to do with the insert or anything like that. The insert is fantastic. It's just these tokens that you're upgrading. But you can see here that the game does have a really neat insert. Now you just place these out on the table and you're kind of ready to go. You have a place in here for your cards, and the card stock is okay. I'm not crazy about these. I'll probably end up sleeving these. And you have these little things. These things are so small, but they fit perfectly on the player aid. So, it is what it is. But the insert is super nice. You really can just leave this in here and kind of utilize this as you're going. These come out and you're ready to start playing. Excellent on the components. So the game's going to come with two books. Let me talk about the first one, Singularity. This is a storyline where if you go through and you read through it, it's going to ask you to make decisions. And when you make decisions, it's going to affect setup of the game. It's very, very neat. I don't know how many times I'm going to utilize this or whatever, but I do plan on going through the whole thing. I haven't really dived into it too much, but what a great, great feature for this game. Now, the rule book itself is long, and you're thinking, wow, this is a lot. But it's really, really simple. You have a picture of the components here with a little bit of introduction to the game. It's going to break down each of the cards and everything that's in it. So when I was learning the game, I was constantly flipping back, okay, this is what this means. And it's a very simple game, really. It shows you how to store everything, which is fantastic, and then the game setup. Just follow this to a T, and you'll be setting things up and in no time whatsoever. And you can see here it doesn't have the play mat. So the play mat's going to fix on this and tell you where everything is going to go. You can have the victory and defeat conditions right here, which is fantastic, very easy to digest. And then the gameplay. So this is the entire game right here. And of course, they're going to break it down into a little bit more detail as we go through. And then you're going to have the end of the warp, what's going to happen if you do warp. If not, this will tell you, and then the end of the game. That's pretty much it. The rest of this is a reference, glossary, icons that you're going to have in the game. It goes a little bit over the motherships, and then more icons that you're going to see in the game. It probably took me about 15 minutes. I was kind of setting up while I was reading through this, and I was able to play the game with no problem. The game is much simpler than this book would lead you to believe. The win-loss condition is, if we're able to defeat all sections of the mothership before the final warp ends, we bring peace to the outer rim. We will lose if the final warp occurs or if our hull meter is ever down. Then we're overrun and we lose the game. So what's going to happen each round, we're going to take the top 4 cards off the top of the deck of the ships here, and we are going to put them out. Then we are going to draw from the bag 5 chips. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, there's a few things we can do each turn. The first thing we do each turn, if we wanted to, or anytime during the turn, we can put 1 into our hold. And my limit here on this ship is 1. Each ship may have something different. It means we just hold 1 over the next turn, and we don't have to utilize it this turn. But we probably will want to. So, to start the game out, you're going to have a couple of different ones. You're going to have the lasers, which basically attack, and the blue ones, which basically evade. So if I placed a blue one here, I'm not really playing with any strategy quite yet, but if I played it here, the evade on it is 1, which means I will then discard this card because I evaded it, and I will gain the number under it, which is a green 1. So I will take the green 1, and just like a deck builder, I'm going to put it in my bag. And this will come over to my discard pile. Then I will look around. This one has, all I got left is lasers and a special one. I'm going to tell you what the special one does in a second. So this one has laser, laser, laser. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to laser this one. I'm going to laser this one. And I'm going to laser this one. So this one has 2 lasers, or 2 abilities. So I shot both of those, which is enough to kill it. And I'm going to get the number under it. So that's going to be 1 blue. And I'm going to put that into my bag. So what I've, in effect, have done is I've evaded 1 ship and shot the other one down. Then I'm going to use my special. And each special will tell you what it does on the back of the rule book. So all you got to do is look at it, and it tells you what it's going to do. So what this one's going to do is immediately kill one of the ships on the board. And what it's going to allow me to do is to kill anybody on the board that I want to, but I cannot block anything for the round. So that can be a little bit of a stinker. So I am going to destroy this, put this in a discard pile, just automatically kill it, but it's going to give me an O. So when it gives me an O, I'm going to look over here, find the O, which is right here, and I'm going to throw that in my bag, and I am ready for the next round. So I have no more tokens to play, I have no way to get any more. So this one right here, normally if I have a laser, or if I had one of these blue ones in front of it, I would block any attack they have because they're stunned and they would not attack me. But because I played this, I cannot stun anybody with lasers this round. So they will attack me for the 1 damage here, which means my shields will go down 1. Then this will go above it, signifying I've done 1 point of damage to it, but not enough to kill it. So then what I'll do, it's the end of the round, I will draw 5 from the deck. As long as I can bring out 5, the next round will occur. And then I will refill this up with cards, signifying the start of the next round. And then we'll do the same thing again, spending my tokens. If I'm unable to pull 5, let's say there's only 4 left in the bag, and it wasn't enough to pull out, then the round would end, the warp would go up, we would discard all of these that we have out, we would shuffle up the discard pile, and all the cards that we've utilized, put it back on top of the deck, and then the next round would occur, and I would have 4 rounds in order to defeat them. So what you're looking for is, you're looking for an opportunity to like really have a big turn, where you're adding these into your bag in such a way that you're able to get a very powerful turn where you're destroying all these in one round. Probably not going to be able to do it the first couple of rounds. You're going to have to build yourself up over time until you can take all of these out on one turn. And that's how you play the game. Who should buy this game? Anyone looking for a solo experience. If you like space, it should go up a little bit more. But this is a quick-to-play, bag-building solo experience, one that was far exceeding any expectations that I had on the game. I like this one quite a bit. One of my top solo games that I've played in 2022. One of the top solo games I've ever played. I like Warp's Edge a lot. There's a reason why it's getting a good reputation. And this is one, if you're a solo player, you must check this one out.